Now, 1 in 2 of us are likely to develop cancer in our lifetimes, and the race to find new ways of diagnosing the disease has never been more vital.
Andy Kershaw's found out that one solution could be sitting in a kennel near you. Trust me, this next film is astonishing.
Buster, as well as being my pal, is a most gifted little fellow. Among his many talents are catching and eating blue bottles and shoving his foot in his ear. And these are remarkable and talented dogs too.
Because they are medical detection dogs, aren't they, Midas? And they're about to take part in a groundbreaking study in which they'll learn how to sniff out cancers and potentially save money and save lives.
Dr. Claire Guest is co-founder of the charity Medical Detection Dogs.
Claire, what makes you think that dogs, like little Martha here, can detect cancers?
It was noticed by pet owners, actually, that the dogs were paying interest in some part of the body and they were then being diagnosed with cancer. And it was these stories that led us to believe that cancer did have this unique odour and that dogs were able to find it.
10 years ago, the team here were involved in the first study to prove dogs could be trained to sniff out cancer. Now they're launching a 3-year study to see if they can accurately detect prostate cancer.
For the urological cancers, prostate cancer, kidney cancer, bladder cancer, it sort of makes sense. It's logical that if there is a smell, it would be in urine.
So you use urine samples.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we tend to use a sample from a person where we think there's some logical reason why the odour might be there.
Does the evidence at the moment suggest that dogs can detect all types of cancer, or is it just particular ones like prostate?
The evidence at the moment seems to be that dogs can detect a variety of cancers, and what we're looking to work is to how the best way of finding it. For example, can you find breast cancer from a breath sample? That's another project we're working on.
Really? And are they able to detect cancers in the very early stages of development?
The research is indicating that the dogs are able to detect cancer very, very early on.
Great.
Of course, this is what's hugely exciting and potentially could save many, many lives in the future.
You're not just lovely, you're a clever little girl, aren't you?
The dogs they use are specially selected and then fostered by families in the community. They report for training every day, like Ulrich, the Labrador here, at this purpose-built facility near Milton Keynes. Rob Harris is the biodetection manager.
So, Rob, this is the room where you train the dogs?
Yep, certainly is.
Explain to us how you do it.
So what we've got here is a carousel. On the carousel there's 8 positions. Each position holds a urine from a separate participant. These other control samples that we're putting out here will be from various different backgrounds of people, so there'll be different ethnic minorities, there'll be different diets there.
Hello, Daisy again.
So, one of the 8 that you put in here, you will know to have a detectable cancerous odour.
That's correct.
The sample with prostate cancer is placed in one of the sections. But will Daisy sniff it out?
She's found it. She stopped at that one and looked at you.
Yeah.
And that's confirmation that that's the sample that has the cancerous scent. Shall we try another of your doggy trainees?
Yeah, let's have a look at Lucy.
How can you be certain, Rob, that they are indicating accurately to you?
Part of the research that we do is we actually put in their control samples from people that have very, very similar symptoms. So maybe an enlarged prostate or maybe another sort of a urine infection or something like that. Something that's going to be very, very similar in odour. And what we do for discrimination is we teach the dog to ignore these ones we're not interested in and keep finding the one that we are.
Oh.
Give her a little tug on the coat mark, just so how committed she is.
Yeah, she's not leaving that one.
So, 2 out of 2 for the dogs, and I'm feeling rather proud of them. The research project has been developed with Milton Keynes University Hospital. Rowena Fletcher is head of research and development there.
Rowena, what are the methods used at the moment for the detection of prostate cancer?
At the moment, patients will normally present with a raised PSA level, which is a prostate-specific antigen test. So that's actually a blood test. But that, unfortunately, has got quite a high false positive rate.
Do you mean it gives a false reading?
So it does give a false reading.
Right.
So they normally do a physical exam, it should be a rectal investigation. They might do a CT scan or an MRI as well to visualise the prostate. To be honest, when I first came in, I was blown away by what they could do. I knew that they were smart, but I didn't know they were this smart.
So, if the tests are successful, maybe, in the future, we'll be making appointments to see Buster, or one of his doggy pals, for our cancer checkups, instead of a consultant. Isn't that right, my little pal?
think that's amazing.
It is amazing.